Blood Bike Leinster. Bruce, what is Blood Bike Leinster and how was it set up?
Blood Bike Leinster was set up here in Kildare about 18 months ago. It originated from the UK. It's been in the UK since 1960. And myself and a few other bikers went over to a couple of motorcycle shows in the UK, and we seen the setup that they had over there, and we asked them about getting involved, and we sat down with them and talked to them about it, and then we came across here to back to Ireland, and we decided we'd have a go at trying to get something like this set up in Ireland. At the start it was very hard. There's a lot of work that has to go on in the background to organise and to get this up. You have to comply with all charity regulations. So now we're a fully Irish registered charity. 100% of everything that's donated to us, it goes back into our service to keep it running on the road. Nobody gets paid. We don't have any CEOs. We don't get any government funding or anything, or grants or anything like that. So we are always looking for ways to raise funds to keep our bikes on the road, basically.
Gordon, you have a very important role here with Blood Bike Leinster. You're one of the riders. Tell me about your role in the day-to-day operation.
The day-to-day operations basically is we would wait around. We take control of the bike and we would wait around, and when we get a call we have our gear on and we head out on the road and go to the hospital, and we collect the stuff from the hospital and we put it into the bike and we take it to its destination.
And what exactly are you carrying with you? There's blood, but there's obviously other products as well.
A lot of stuff we carry now is samples, and it's samples for people who are waiting on test results back to get operations or to diagnose conditions and stuff, and that would be mostly the day-to-day stuff. A lot of it is samples. We do a lot of breast milk as well, funnily enough, to the maternity hospitals.
So obviously when you're transporting the blood or the breast milk in whichever case, are there standards that you have to abide by, or how do you keep it safe?
Yeah, we have specialised carrying equipment and carrying cases for the blood and for the milk, and it's specified to UN 3373 standard, and we have specially adapted motorcycles as well, and the boxes fit perfectly onto the motorcycle.
Platinum Motorcycles in Bray, they service the bikes free of charge, and thanks be to God now Frank Keane Motors in Blackrock have come on board, and they have sponsored all the service kits for the bikes. So now, like, the servicing of the bike is sorted. The AA have also come on board. If the bikes break down, they come out and pick them up. But thanks be to God, we haven't had to use their services as yet. We're still looking for people companies to come on board with us to help us. If any company out there is willing to come on board and help us, like with the like of tyres, insurance companies. If you know, our insurance is colossal to keep running 3 bikes all the time. So if they wanted to come on board and help us out, like sponsors insurance, there's other things that they can, other wear and tear pieces and bits and pieces, boots, helmets, sat navs, anything like that people can sponsor us is fantastic,
You've also got a requirement for some office space as well. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, we could do with having some office space either in Naas or Newbridge area where the guys that can come. At the moment we're working out of my house, which is not great. It's not a great place to be working out of. Ideally we would like to get a small premises somewhere, even that we could store the bikes in as well, and have a small room that the lads, when they're on call, could sit down, have a cup of tea, make a bit of food or whatever, and wait for the call to come from the controller, who will ring them, and then all you have to do is just get on the bike and head off, So that's basically, if anybody around the Newbridge or Naas area has a small bit of office space that they're willing to give us free of charge, of course, because we don't have the money to pay for it, we would be absolutely delighted. They can contact us through our website, which is www.bloodbikeleinster.ie, and if they want to send an email, they can send it to info@bloodbikeleinster.ie.
I noticed the name there on your bike, Avine, and the pink tie. Tell me a little bit about that, or what's the history behind it?
Yes, Avine Norman was a very lovely young girl, and she is Jimmy Norman's daughter, and unfortunately she passed away from cancer. We became great friends with Avine's pink tie to support charity for children with cancer and families of children with cancer. We became great friends over the past few years, and we have 2 of our bikes are currently named. One is named after Leah Taff, which is a local girl from Robertstown who unfortunately passed away also, and Avine Norman is the bike, the other girl, or the girl the other bike is named after. And what's very important about the bikes is the names were actually transcribed or directly copied from handwriting that the girls had done themselves.
It's so fabulous, and it really kind of shows the human element to the service.
Yeah, it really puts a nice touch onto the bikes as well. Like when you look at the bikes, and a lot of people don't realise it, but that's the names there. Those girls wrote those names themselves, so it makes it extra special. It does bring it home, what we are doing,
You've done a great service at Barrettstown as well during their sessions. What was that about?
That's right. We help the people in Barrettstown camp there when children come across from different parts of the country, different parts of the world, like that come on to a retreat there, and they have their playtime or wherever you want it. Like it's like a little camp away from home, and a lot of the children that come, they have various conditions, and a lot of their stuff has to be. A lot of the children would need to get blood samples taken regularly, which means that they have to be transported down from Barrettstown to the Cummin Hospital or wherever, and we basically go and collect that off them, and that's time critical too. There's only a certain amount of time that's allowed for the blood samples to get from A to B, so we make sure that we're there on time, pick it up, bring it down to the hospital and make sure that it's tested. On a Friday as well, we look after all the medical centres in the Newbridge area, in our own community area. What we do for them is on a Friday, they don't get a collection from the HSE on a Friday. Monday to Thursday they do. On a Friday they don't. So what was happening was people, elderly people would have to go in and get their bloods done. They would have to either get on a bus or pay the doctor the courier charge to get it brought down here, or they'd have to make alternative arrangements to get it down here, which meant that people weren't actually going to the medical centres on a Friday. They were avoiding it. So now we've taken away that. We've given them back that they're able to go to the medical centre on a Friday, and we go in and we pick it up on a Friday and we bring it down to the hospital for them free of charge.
What's your vision for blood bikes, for Blood Bike Leinster? Where do you want it to go? What do you want to happen with the service? What would you like to see it become in the future?
Well, we would hoping that Blood Bike Leinster would expand probably into more areas, maybe. We're hoping that maybe more blood bike groups would come on board and and open up in various places around the country. At the moment, Blood Bike Leinster cover a massive, probably one of the biggest geographical areas of any group. We cover from Kildare down into Portlaoise, across to Tullamore, into Mullingar, over to Navan, and then back into Dublin. So we cover a massive area, so funding is a must for us, to keep this service going. Without the help of volunteers and people putting money in our buckets, the service just is not going to survive. That's just basically it,
Well, as Fergus said there, if there's anybody in the Naas and Newbridge area who has office space or commercial space that could be of use to the guys, please do get in touch with them or email us here, kildare@irishtv.ie.